Hey planner friends! Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be planning for the month of May in my medium passion planner. Let's get started! So the kit that I'm using this month is actually the April monthly from Plannerface because that's the one that fit my colour scheme the best, and I'm going to show you how you can cut up your stickers and make a monthly kit that has the month printed on it, fit for a completely different month. Before we get into it, remember I do PR for Plannerface, so you can use my code down in the description to save yourselves a little bit of money. As always, I've started off my monthly by just colouring in at the top of the calendar boxes on days where I'm not going to be at work, so mostly weekends and bank holidays so far. As you can see, this is also a 6-week month, so it's extra challenging to try and get all of the stickers laid down how I want. I've started off by taking the date covers off of the main washi strips, and I'm starting to cover the grey boxes that aren't in this month with those washi strips. This bottom section was nice and simple, but now let's get into the more complicated one. So I cut the April out of the centre of this washi strip, and because it's going over 3 boxes, it will fit nicely if I take the 2 ends and just squish them together in the middle. And then I'm going to cover up the seam with a clear May script sticker, and I got a set of those last year when I accidentally bought 2 June monthly kits. So this isn't my first time doing this, but at least it's not by accident this time. Oh, and the script is from Tia Marie Designs on Etsy. See, you'd never know the difference. Next, I'm going to take some of the box covers and use those to cover up the rest of the grey days that aren't in the month, and then use the glitter header strips to just cover in that extra little bit where they're not quite thick enough to cover the whole of the box. The main reason that I'm going to all the effort of changing the month that this kit is made for is that baby pink is going to be my theme colour for May, if you hadn't already guessed. There was a little bit of trial and error when it came to covering up the rest of these grey boxes, as I couldn't seem to lay down these stickers straight at all, but I'm trying to line them up with the inside of the grey line of the calendar so that they still have that nice border around the edge of them. And then here I am using the glitter strips that come in the kit to just fill in that extra bit of grey space at the bottom of each section. So that's pretty much how I'm repurposing this April kit to fit the month of May in my passion planner, and you may have noticed that I missed out the usual part of my video where I'm on my cutting mat saying exactly what size chunks I'm cutting out of each sticker, and that's because part of it I forgot to film and the rest of it had my head in the shot for almost the entire time. But what can you do? So I'm next going to add in my date covers, so as usual I'm going to start sticking from Wednesday back to Monday on the left hand side so that I can trim off Sunday, because these date strips are for a Sunday start planner and my passion planner is a Monday start. Then on the other side I'm going to stick down Thursday back to Saturday, trim off the sidebar header and add in that Sunday header on the end. Next, I've cut my usual 1cm chunks from the box covers, and I'm going to add those in above the date covers to add some colour to the top of the spread. I was a little bit worried that it would be too much of the same pattern with those box covers below Thursday and Friday, but I don't think you can tell that they're actually the same stickers, just cut up. As usual, I've also used the 4 that are actually in a row and have the pattern continuously on the right hand side of my planner, and then just kind of muddled through on the left hand side. Next, I've cut down the decorative sidebar to cover the people to see and monthly focus boxes, and then in the places to go and things to learn boxes, I'm going to replace those with checklists and headers from the kit. So the checklist goes with the opposite coloured header, and I've got goals on top, which is for my fitness goals, and to buy on the bottom, which is obviously for things that I have to buy. And then I'm going to trim all of the sides of those off a little bit because they're a bit wider than the space you get in a passion planner. I actually trimmed these a little bit too much and got a little bit too close to the line, so I'm going to move the headers around once I've taken all of the little edge pieces off and make sure that those headers are a little bit more centered and it's not quite so obvious that I cut a massive chunk out of one side of them. I've just realised that I actually move around these monthlies like anti-clockwise as I'm putting my stickers down, which is a bit weird. But anyway, I'm going to use the vacation strips that come with the kit to cover the personal and work project section. I use the left hand side to write down my monthly actions, and then the right hand side to add in my Yoga with Adriene calendar, although this month I didn't have the Yoga with Adriene calendar because it wasn't released in time for me to do this monthly, so I just got a generic calendar that I found on the internet and wrote yoga on it. Next, I'm going to use some 6mm strips that I also cut from those box covers. They're getting a lot of use in this setup. I usually end up with loads of bits of box cover left over, but not this time. Anyway, I'm using those 6mm strips to cover the break it down header in the bottom right hand corner, which will eventually be where my big habit tracker goes. Next, we can start adding in some date flags, so I'm only going to put in a couple of these and then zoom through to the end, but you may be thinking, there's only 30 days in April, but there's 31 days in May. What am I going to do for that extra one day? Well, you get some extra flags in Plannerface kits, so I'm just going to use that really annoying white gel pen I have and try and write in 31 as neatly as possible so it matches. I don't know why this gel pen just doesn't like me at the moment and ink comes out all weird, but I think it looks okay. So that's the base of my spread pretty much done. Now I can go start putting stuff actually in the calendar, and I'm going to start off with the holiday strips. So there's 2 bank holidays in May, and then there's a few other holidays. So this one's Star Wars Day. So I've got these little Star Wars heads from Ickle & Co. So I've just popped in a Princess Leia. And then the 12th is ME/CFS Awareness Day. 13th is Eid. I'm not putting in the Mother's Day that's printed in the planner because Mother's Day in England is in March, and then another bank holiday at the end of the month as well. Usually in May, when there's only 4 Mondays, 2 of them are already bank holidays, and I usually just take off the other 2 and do what I like to call a no Monday May. But this year, because there's 5, it's a bit of a waste of annual leave, even for me. Next, I'm going to add in all of my bills for the month, and as usual I've cut the bill due stickers in half horizontally so they don't take up quite as much space in my planner, which is extra handy for these 6-week months where you have much less space in each day for stickers and stuff. So I'm just popping in all of my bills for the month, and then I will trim off a teeny tiny bit off of each of these stickers so that they fit nicely within the grey lines of the boxes. Next, because I was apparently doing this setup in a really weird order, I'm going to pop in all of the birthdays for the month. So I have a few friends' birthdays and a few family birthdays this month, and it's a good thing that my mum doesn't watch my YouTube videos because I'm about to put her birthday in on the wrong day. I'm sorry if you do ever watch this, but I fix it when I come back at the end of the month. If you didn't know, I film this part of my setup about halfway through the previous month, and then I finish off the spread like the weekend before the month changes over. So I realised this when I came back to it like at the weekend just gone, but yeah, sorry mum. Next up, I'm going to pop in the payday flags and some bin icons for all of our bin days this month, and these are going to move around in a second because between filming the start of this spread and the end of the spread, I booked some extra annual leave for May. Next, I'm using the thicker event labels in the kit to add in my PT sessions for this month, so I'm finally back to my fortnightly PT sessions after like 4 months off because of lockdown, and I'm so happy to be back in the gym. I know I keep going on about it, I'm sure the novelty will wear off soon, but I'm really excited at the moment. Because this is a 6-week month, as I've mentioned already, it's a little bit inconvenient trying to fit all of the stuff into each of these small boxes, so I'm just having to pick up the date flags and the bin icon to fit this big box into Friday the 14th, and that's because I have a big work thing that's going to take up pretty much all day that day, so I figured I would fill the whole box with this boring work thing. So now we're jumping over to finishing this spread at the end of April, and the first thing that I'm adding in is my May yoga calendar, which at the moment is just a blank calendar, and then I'm adding in my 8 habit tracker for the whole of the month into the bottom right hand corner. Next, I'm picking up some of those stickers that I've already put down and adding some extra days off onto the 21st and 24th, then replacing the payday and bin icon stickers. I'm then adding in my little symbol for Taurus, and moving on to the 22nd, I'm putting another one of those big boxes from the kit down because that day I am going to visit my parents for the first time since last August. Thank you so much, lockdown. I'm so excited to go and see some of my family again. It's been way too long. And that's the first weekend that we are allowed to stay over, so it won't be too much driving in one day. Next, I'm adding in some long flags and icons from the kit to mark in my duty scientist days. And this is where I realised that I put my mum's birthday on the wrong day. So again, sorry mum if you do ever watch this, but I've put that on the right day now, and I can put duty scientist, which is much more boring, on the 25th. I've just grabbed these round laptop icons from Plannerface, and these are pretty much the only stickers that aren't in the kit or made by me, so these are to mark my work from home days, which are every Wednesday. And then I can start filling in all of my plans for the month with my Pilot Friction pen. The other pens that I've used in this spread are my pink Stabilo pastel highlighter and also a pink passion marker, but only the fine liner side, for writing in my monthly actions in the bottom left hand corner. When it comes to using my monthly spread, I do just generally put the big things for the month in rather than any detail, so you'll notice that I don't even have any times for things in here, but I do check this spread pretty much every day to fill in my habit tracker and to tick things off my monthly actions. This May is also the anniversary of first using a Plannerface monthly kit in my passion planner, and I really think I've got into the groove of them now, even when it's these weird 6-week months that are a little bit more confusing. But I do really enjoy having a big and very stickered monthly spread to kickstart each one of my months. So the habits that I'm tracking in my habit tracker haven't changed at all year, and they are just drinking enough water, doing Duolingo, which I really slacked on in April, skincare, no spend, bed by 11 PM, and my meditation, ideally when I go to bed at 11 PM, macros and vitamins. And then the last thing that I'm just going to add in is my monthly actions. So I take these from my Marks Your Life Compass assessment and try and create a monthly goal for each of the 8 sections in the compass based on my overall annual goals for the year. So that's my monthly setup for May. If you're interested in seeing how this spread evolves over the month, make sure you're following me over on Instagram as I post a mid-month and end-of-month picture of this spread. And I hope you're looking forward to another very pink month in my planner. So that's everything for this week, friends. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye!